As a comic, here's my complaint. Okay, everyone always says to us, wow, it's going to be so great to be a comic right now. There's so much material. I actually think it's the opposite. And this is why I say this. Because no joke has a shelf life anymore. Because there's always a new batch of news cycle material coming. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When we started out, political comedians, there were like 2 of them that even mentioned politics in their act at all. And it was almost like a cushy gig. Because it was like, all right, well, Bill Clinton did his thing. George W. Bush talks funny. I'm good for the next 10 years. Yeah. Now it's kind of exhausting, is it not?
Yeah, it's and the thing is, it's like you said, there's no shelf life because now Trump's coming back and running again. I'm seeing all the same batch of Trump jokes that went out 5-6 years ago, whenever 2016 when he was running the first time. So it's just all feels recycled.
Well, this is the funny thing about politics. In a lot of ways, it's like doing current events. And when you first started doing comedy, if like, let's say when I first started, right? I didn't understand that there had been comedians who had jokes from 8 years ago. Like Michael Jackson would be a good example. Okay. When Michael Jackson died, there were people on stage that night with like the most brilliant Michael Jackson material I'd ever heard. And I didn't realize they were doing comedy when he was on trial 10 years earlier. Right. So it's like sometimes the world gives you the gift of, hey, remember those jokes you threw out? It's like fashion. Yes. They come back.
Yep.
Put on your fish tank pumps. It's in style again.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're noticing a little bit of that with Trump. Some people are being able to bring back old Trump stuff. But you've got to keep up. On the other side, there's Biden stuff. But that is very much what politics is. It's like you're doing topical humor. So the shelf life, it's fleeting. That's the part that drives me crazy. Is you can't, like if you write a good joke about dating, you can tell it in 20 years.
Right.
But a political joke doesn't have that shelf life anymore.
No.
So I think people who don't do comedy don't understand this is not a great time to be a comic. It's an exhausting time.
Yeah, and you hear it from them all the time.
Yes.
Oh, you're so lucky. I'm like, I'm not lucky. I'm waking up with anxiety every morning.
I should have been a comic. I should just be a person screaming on TikTok.
Yeah.
You'd be selling out theaters right now.
Oh, man.
Look at how mad this guy gets. Like, it's funny because Lincoln, my son, he's curating a lot of content. And some of the things when someone's act is a gimmick, like someone is performatively angry. So it's funny the first time you watch him, like this guy's going to have a stroke. Then you see the same set at 10 o'clock and you're like, oh, he's not mad. I get it.
He's like even like yanking his tie the same way that he did the first. You're like, oh, it's all contrived.
I'm watching my son follow and unfollow people in a double YouTube viewing. And it's because even kids see through some of the malarkey out there on these streets.